Aloha, my name is Kimo,
And my name's Lokelina.
and together we're the band Makani A. Makani A means fair winds.
And we are your Hawaiian ambassadors on board. I'm originally from Hawaii. I was born and raised there. Born on the island of Oahu. Spent time there and then moved to Maui. Spent time there. That's where we met and raised our children there on Maui.
I spent most of my life on the island of Maui. I wasn't born there, but most of my life was spent there.
Awesome.
He came there to find me.
Yeah.
Aww.
I didn't know that at the time. I was a boat captain in Lahaina Harbor about 25 years, and I was one of the boats I was running was a dinner cruise boat, and she came on as the sales and marketing director. And of course, at that time, I was a very, very happy, satisfied bachelor. I had pretty much made up my mind. I was having too much fun. I was never getting married again. However, realistically, from the first day we met, I had never wanted to be with anybody else. So, hanapa'a is the term. It means hookup in Hawaiian.
For me, I've been born and raised in Hawaii. When you're a girl in Hawaii, this is just the way life is. You learn how to dance the hula. And if you're a boy in Hawaii, you learn how to play the ukulele. That's just how life was. I was a little bit of a tomboy, so I wanted to play the ukulele, but I had to go to hula class. So in retrospect, I was trained for everything that we're doing right now. My grandmother taught me how to make leis, and she raised me, so we lived totally Hawaiian style, living off the land, respect for the land and the aina and the people. Always have love and respect for the people.
Of course, when I showed up there, I expected pretty much the same. I thought everybody knew how to play music, so I'd go to work. I was working first as a dive instructor, and I would get off and go to the beach park, maybe do a little barbecue. I'd sit there and with my guitar and maybe a six-pack of beer and strum away, and people would come around. I was, meeting people and making friends. It seemed like I was the only one that could play, but eventually, fell into a group of people that were more musicians, and I loved the Hawaiian culture and language, and started learning Hawaiian songs.
For me, at age 11, I was introduced to a man named Gabby Pahinu. And I didn't know it at the time because I was so young. I just didn't know. But he was a ukulele master, a steel guitar master, a slack key master. And he asked me one day, "You know how to play? Mm-mm. You want to learn? Mm-hmm. Watch." And that's how it began. Just sit, watch. And later on in life, he gave me his own ukulele, which I still treasure today. Yeah. We spoke Hawaiian language in our home, so it was quite the Hawaiian way of life. We loved it.
Here again, we've always played music, but it was always a hobby. Because how do you make a living playing music? Of course, on the other hand, how do you ever make enough money to cruise as much as you possibly want? Well, we had both of us respected businesses, and we were working those very diligently, but back in 2007, 2008, the economy started going south. And so, she was a real estate broker, and people weren't buying and selling houses as much. I was a contractor. I had a crew, and we weren't doing as many remodels or additions and things like that. So we did start to subsidize our income doing gigs. We started touring up and down the West Coast and some of the, maybe into Utah and Arizona and that sort of thing, but we started doing gigs. So, short periods of time. We'd be gone for a week or 10 days sometimes, maybe only 2 or 3 days. But there was a concert promoter in LA that was always trying to get us to come back and do a festival there. Well, Princess had already one duo, but they needed somebody else because it was really taking off. And they had, of course, the ship out of LA and then another ship out of San Francisco that they wanted to put someone on. And they called and they got our name through this concert promoter, and that's how they contacted us, basically.
Yeah, he had pretty much called and he asked the question. Well, first of all, I'm always interested how they got to know us, how they found us, and because we were touring up and down the West Coast, we weren't even trying to do anything more than that. And I asked him, how did you hear about us? He said, oh, somebody referred him to us. And I said, oh, okay. He says, would you be interested in working for us?
Let me think about it. Yes. Let me talk it over. Okay.
That was pretty much the answer.
I mean, at first, both of us, we did feel like we were running away to join the circus. But we thought, on the other hand, how many times is this kind of an opportunity going to present itself?
And the way I look at it, how did Grandma know when she put me in hula class, when she made me go learn ukulele from Uncle Gabby, and when she was teaching me the Hawaiian language and how to make leis, different types of leis, and all the different things that we actually do on the ship. How did she know that this is what I would be doing? But apparently she did, and here we are. You know, the way that we teach is the way we would want to be taught. Keep it simple. Have fun, because if you're not having fun, you're not going to want to learn. Yeah, so we keep it light, keep it simple, but so people are learning, having fun. They don't even know they're learning, but they are. It's interesting to watch the hula and ukulele classes from day one to the day of the recital. You know, we watch what a treat it becomes. The first day they have that deer in the headlight look. Oh my gosh, what did I get myself into? And then by the day of the recital, they are talking to each other, they've got friends, they're practicing, they're communicating with other people, and they're having fun. Yeah. And they've learned it. There's a certain amount of quite a joy. I guess that's the best way to put it. I see a lot of, I should say, my instant gratification is seeing the joy and happiness that come from the people. Because at the end, it's like they're amazed that they've learned all this. And then it's, wow, you did that for us. You're welcome. You know? Yeah, no problem.
I'm always amazed too. The class, my ukulele class, I basically invented the style of teaching that I use, but I thought if I can hit them with as many, things that I could, so, we give out handouts, we have it on a PowerPoint screen, we let them listen to the tracks and strum along, but I do a lot of drills and repetitive work to build motor memory, but I always try to keep it fun, and then I do several other songs other than our performance songs, just to reinforce the fact that by just learning a few chords, that they can still play all these different songs. And it's just incredible to me that in basically a week's time, 7 or 8 days, that they could come from 0 to 60 and be proficient at playing ukulele. And it's amazing because usually somewhere in the neighborhoods of about 25% of the class will buy their ukuleles in Hawaii and take it home and join ukulele groups and clubs.
You know, there's so many different controversial things that are going on around the world that this may be a place that they find their happiness, their joy, their place of friendship. And it just gives us it just makes us happy seeing that. You know, we really love what we do. And it's not as if we really had to learn what to do it, because this is something that we already knew when we came on board. And the first time, you know, so we've tweaked it a little bit to make it to what it is today. But overall, it's not as if somebody had to teach me the Hawaiian language or somebody had to teach me how to make a lei or anything like that. It's something that we kind of already knew. So because we already knew it, it makes it a little bit more fun, you know?
It is fulfilling to us because we want to make this a destination. We don't want it just another boat ride to Hawaii. We want people to learn about where they're going, you know, how the Polynesians came to be in this area, things about their culture, their foods, their history, the music, all that, the hula and all that. You know, so we try to bring as much to the table as we possibly can. It's always good because you get the people that knew nothing about it, and they get this aha moment, and so it's just sharing the culture, sharing the aloha spirit.
Well, a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. How are you doing? Are we excited to be here? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Princess Theatre for your Hula and Ukulele Masters final performance here today. And of course, they've been celebrating and they have been training so hard throughout the cruise for this major final performance here today, under the leadership of our very own Hawaiian ambassadors. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage your Hawaiian ambassadors. It's Kimo and Lokalina.
Aloha! I know there's more than 50 people in here.
Let's do that again. Aloha!
Oh, yes!
Thank you for coming, and wow, it's so nice to see you guys. Thank you again for showing up. Yes, like Gary said, our folks have been working very, very hard. They have actually dedicated every sea day since we left port
In Vancouver.
Yes, to learning their respective crafts. So
That's correct. And you folks are in for an absolute treat. We have seen the progress, especially with those that have never danced the hula or have never played the ukulele in their life. The transformation from day one to today. You will be amazed by it.
indeed, like she said, some of my folks have never picked up an ukulele in their life, and they went from 0 to 60 in just such a very short time.
That's very true.
Just incredible.
That's very true. But you will see, they did not just learn just to play the ukulele or just to dance the hula. They learned the culture, the music, and the language as well. So, without further ado, let's bring on the
You guys ready?
hula dancers. Come on up.
All right.
think? They bring the spirit of aloha to you in the colors that they chose, in the way they learned the hula. Now in hula class, we have 3 rules. And rule number 1 is to have fun. If they're not having fun, I told them go do something else. Rule number 2, smile. Eminowaka, smile. That brings out the spirit. Fun one is rule number 3. What's rule number 3? It's funny how that happens. I say relax the knees and everybody goes boing, 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 boing. That's what happens. All right. So in hula class, I taught them words, different types of Hawaiian words so that they could relate it to the song as well. So the first word that they learned is puka. And puka means whole in Hawaiian. And basically that means is if there's 2 people standing here, there's somebody in the middle. Just like that, just like what you see. The second word that they learned is to ask, how are you ready in Hawaiian? And so the word, watch this, okay? You guys ready for this? Watch. Oh, go, go! Trainable! It's great, terrific. And all the smiles? Well, I'll tell you what, let's move on to our first song. The first song that we learned was a fun song, and it's all in Hawaiian. But the nice thing about it is about the Hawaiian cowboy. The Paniolo talks about a place on the island of Maui, on the slopes of Haleakala called Ulupalakua. It talks about the fragrance of the flowers. It talks about the cold evenings, this famous place of Ulupalakua. So, let's do it. Ready? Holo, go, go! Hi! Holo. Did you have fun? Yes. Were you smiling? Yes. Were they lying? All right. So the next song that we're going to do is in English, so it gave them a little bit of relief that it was in English, they could understand it. And this song is about rainbows. Where I live, there are rainbows. next song is kind of a fun song. How many of you have been to Hawaii before? Oh, many of you. How many of you folks have been to a luau? Oh, many of you. Terrific. Well, you know when they have the dancers up there and they try to drag you up on stage? Yeah, we're going to do that right now. Nah, just kidding. But what we are going to do is the dancers are going to dance, and we want some audience participation because we're going to do the hukilau. But see, you're in luck because y'all, I said that, didn't I? Can do couch hula. That means you don't have to stand up. You just need to do the motions right there in your seat. Will you do it with us? Okay, we're going to do the hukilau. Omakapel! Kaholo! Everybody, hitchhike!
Oh, we're going
Pull the net
to a
the
hukilau.
other way.
A hooky, hooky,
The other
hooky,
way.
hooky, hukilau.
Everybody,
Everybody
pull the net.
loves a
Clear
hukilau.
the food.
Where the lau is the cow at the big luau.
Throw your net.
Throw our nets
Out
out
into the sea.
into the
And
sea.
the fish
And
come.
all the ama come swimming to me. Oh, we're going to a hukilau. A hooky, hooky, hukilau.
What a wonderful day.
What a wonderful day for fishing the old Hawaiian way. All the hukilau nets are swishing down in Hawaii Bay.
Hitchhike.
Oh, we're going to a hukilau. A hooky, 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 hukilau. Everybody loves a hukilau. Where the lau is the cow at the big luau.
Throw your net.
We throw our nets out into the sea, and all the ama come swimming to me. Oh, we're going to a hukilau.
Loud and proud.
A hooky, 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 a hooky, 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 a hooky, hooky, hukilau.
Good job out there too. Saw a lot of folks dancing. That sounded really good. Where is Kimo? I know that Kimo's around here somewhere. There he is.
I
Everybody,
was
my better
backstage
half.
dancing. Yeah, that was entertaining. You guys backstage. What do you think, gang? Pretty good, huh? Are you guys talented or what? I mean, just incredible. Like I said, it is a discipline. They spend a lot of time learning this. And I can't say enough about my ukulele class. It's just incredible. We started off, we had almost 90 students. And we retained most of them. Well, yeah, we did. I mean, well, it always starts off that way. In the first class, we get a lot of people in there, and we get the ukuleles, and we learn a 1-finger chord. Then we learn a 2-finger chord, and then we go to the 3-finger chord. Ooh. At that point, we lost a couple of them. I think they gave me the 1-finger chord on the way out the door, but it's okay because we retained most of them. There was actually about, I would say maybe 20% of the people that actually came on board with their own ukuleles. However, about 25% of the class bought ukuleles when they got to Hawaii. And I thought that was really cool until it occurred to me that maybe they're going to try to get my position. No, it's all good. Like I said, I can't say enough about these guys. It's been an incredible class. They've learned a dozen or more chords. They actually learned, we did 6 songs all together. But I don't know, this was like one of my most talented groups ever. Maybe it's, I know we have a high percentage from the Pacific Northwest and Canada, so maybe that, I don't know. It must be, yeah, it must be, right? How many people agree with that? Okay. Well, in just a couple of seconds, we're going to get these mid-stage blacks up, and then I'm going to be introducing my class to you. Are you guys ready? Yeah. All right. Okay, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, may we present the ukulele masters of the Star Princess.
Wow, look at that beautiful string. How about that? Okay, now, you know, I do like to give these guys bragging rights. So, come on, gang, everybody that has your own ukulele, show it off, show it off. Look at this. Woo-hoo.
These are people that either brought their own ukulele from home or bought a ukulele while they were in the islands.
Yeah. Yeah, the SBM had to do some calculation to see if we could even have this much weight on stage. There's more bodies than you'll ever see on this stage right now. So, anyway, like I said, we worked very, very hard. Actually, we not only learned ukulele songs and all the chords, but we also learned how to speak Hawaiian, right? He's saying, no, we didn't learn that. I'm going to stand over here out of everybody's way so you can see my students. But this next song is a nice dance song. It's actually, you can bring the slide up. It's called E Huli Mako. Huli means turn. You might have seen that sign, Huli Huli Chicken, in Hawaii, but Huli means turn. So Mako, that's all turn. It kind of repetitive. We say that again. Then the last was Komaka Kolima. We talk about the eyes and the hand. Mikukino, a beautiful body. Halo Hamai, we give love to you. Second verse, Imo, we're going to go forward. Third verse, Ihope, we got to come back. And then Haina, we tell the story again. So here we go. Let's go ahead and do our first song. Words are up there, gang, if you want to try to sing along. Ehuli Mako. Ehuli Mako, Komaka Kolima, Meko Kino, Aloha, now we're going to go forward. Imua. Let's all go forward. Imua Mako. We give love to you. Ihope, let's come on back. Ihope Mako. Ihope Mako. Komaka Kolima. Meko Kino. Aloha, and then traditionally we tell the story again. Haina ho'i mai. Haina ho'i mai. Ehuli Mako. Komaka Kolima. Meko Kino. Aloha, hugely talented, yes? Indeed. Yeah. You guys are awesome. You guys are rock stars. Well, the next song we learn, another one that you might have heard at a luau, is called My Little Grass Shack. And it goes like this. It looks like that too. I want to go back to my little grass shack in Kealakekua, Hawaii. I want to be with all the Kanes and Wahines that I used to know. I can hear the old guitar playing on the beach and down Sailing back to Kona, to Kona. It's a grand old place that's always fair to see. I'm just a little Hawaiian and a homesick island boy. I wanna go back to my fish and port. I wanna go back to my little grass shack in Kealakekua, Hawaii. Where the hula swimming by.
Come on, gang, sing along.
Where the swimming by.
Everybody knows the state fish.
Where the swimming by.
Good job, you guys. Wow.
Hey, you might have heard us talking about our little bet. We usually do a little bet. And the way we work is see who has the bigger class. This is kind of for fun, but we do have a little bit of a wager, and it is...
It is for pineapple wine-infused white chocolate covered macadamia nuts found only on the slopes of Haleakala.
At Tedeschi Winery, yes indeed. So, as she says, you know, if I win, she wins. If she wins, she wins. But, you know, it's all good. But what do you think, gang? You think, how many people think I won?
How many of you think I still won? Honey, you win, I win.
Yeah. It's true. It's really true.
But
So you guys having fun so far? Good. Good.
Well,
Now,
we're
y'all
up
gonna
here.
come out and join our classes next time? Yes. Oh, yeah. 3 people clap. Okay.
While we're up here, for the folks here in the hula and the ukulele classes, from Kimo and myself, from the bottom of our hearts, we want to thank each and every one of you for being a part of our culture, our music, our dance, and everything aloha.
Yes,
We
indeed.
appreciate that. Thank you so
Thank you guys.
much.
Mahalo. Thank you for everything. Of course, I would be remiss if I didn't thank the production guys
That's
too, from
right.
the guys who do the lighting and the sound and all the screens and everything up here, the stage crew that are taking care of all the things back here, the mics, the music stands, the chairs, everything else. There's probably 50 or 60 hours of man hours that went into just this show right here. So there's a lot of, you really gain a lot of appreciation. You guys have been coming and seeing the shows when they built these props and everything else. It takes a long time to do some of this stuff. So you got to give those guys in black a hand too. Okay, well.
So we're going to do one more song. Now this song is very near and dear to both Kimo and myself, and now to the hula dancers and the ukulele players. This song was written by our late queen, Queen Lydia Liliuokalani. She was our last reigning queen. And although she wrote this song to embrace the spirit of aloha in the islands and among its people, she sang this song, which was her legacy, when she was taken off of the throne as a farewell to her people. And the name of the song is Aloha Oi.
Aloha again.